Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level difficulty puzzle, and it's called the No-9 line by Timpanist, and here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit such that every row, column, and designated 9-cell region contains the digits 1 through 9 exactly once each. We need to draw, so we have a loop where we need to draw a single closed loop that moves orthogonally and does not branch or intersect itself. The loop must visit every cell except for the 9 cells containing a 9. Interesting. That's why this is the no-9 loop, or no-9 line. Sorry, not loop. It's no-9 line. Box local sums. The 3x3 box borders divide the loop into segments. Within a box, every segment must have the same sum. Interesting. And the sum may vary from box to box. And every box must have at least 2 segments. Interesting. So again, the loop must move orthogonally, and it cannot branch or intersect itself. So the loop cannot do something funky like, I don't know. It cannot do something funky like this. That's not allowed because that would be considered branching or intersecting itself too. That could also be considered that too. Right? If you have that, something like that, that's also not valid. And it must visit every cell except for the 9 cells containing a 9. Okay. And in every box, every segment must have the same sum on the loop. And you have to have guaranteed 2 segments. So if you have the loop do something like that, I guess these would have to be, or that's not possible, but that's actually very interesting. Anyways, say this was a valid loop. It's not going to be. This sum must equal the same sum as this sum, which must equal the same sum as this sum, right? So it's going to be a box local sums for this loop. And no 2 adjacent cells directly connected by the loop may sum to 9 either. So because these 2 cells are on the 2 cannot be next to a 7 anywhere on the loop if they are adjacent. Right? So these can't be 2 if they're on the loop because they are adjacent to the 7. And no 2 adjacent cells directly connected by the loop may sum to 9. So therefore, if this were the loop, these cannot be 2 because then they would sum up to 9. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, oh boy, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, how do we tackle this? So none of the 9s are on the loop. There has to be at least 2 segments on the loop. So no 9 is on the loop. That means the loop must go through every cell that's not 9 in the box. So every box must sum to 36. How many segments do we have for each box, potentially? You have to have at least 2. So 36 divided by 2 would mean it sums up 18. You could divide it to 3. That's sums of 12. You could divide by 4, that's sums of 9. But 4 doesn't work. If you have 4, you can't have all of them be sets of 3, right? One of them, you're going to have an 8 with something. And the 8 would have to add up to 9, but you can't have consecutive digits on this loop. Consecutive adjacent digits on this loop add up to 9. So therefore, 4 does not work. You cannot have... Okay, so then every segment must be either 2 or 3 in a box. You can't have 4 because one of the segments has to include 8, and it must add up to 9 with a single digit. And therefore, they would have adjacent digits on that segment on the loop, adding up to 9, which is not allowed. 36 divided by 5 doesn't work. 36 divided by 6 would work, except that doesn't work because 8 and 7 are going to be greater than it. So every segment, every box has to be divided into 2 or 3 segments. Interesting. It's 2 or 3. Okay. Three segments. 8 would have to be with either 4 by itself. 7 could be with 5. So if you divide into 3 segments, the problems are 8, 7, and 6, right? 6 cannot be added with one other digit. So it would either be with 1, 2, and 3, or with 2 and 4, or 1 and 5. So dividing into 3 segments, you have... Where are the 6, 7, and 8 going to be with? 6, 7, and 8. So say you have 1, 2, 3. That works. Then you have 5 be with the 7 and 4 be with the 8. That works. You have 1 and 5 be with the 6. Which means you have to have 2 and 3 be with the 7. Which means you have to have 4 be with the 8. And then you have 2 and 4 as a possibility. It would have to be 7 and 5, right? So if you have 6, 1, and 5 here, adding up to 12. Does that even work? I don't think that works. Can you actually divide the segments into sets of 3? Well, okay, maybe in the middle box. You can't do it in the corner boxes. The corner boxes just aren't going to work, right? How do you divide it into segments of 3? Right? You can't... It doesn't even work. It can't. So the corner boxes have to be divided into 2 segments then. Can you have it for You could potentially have it for... that doesn't work either. Um... How... How does it work for side boxes? Can it work for a side box? Maybe not? Yeah, I don't think it works for a side box either. Uh, yeah, that doesn't work for a side box. Um... Oh, actually, it could work for a side box. Okay, that's... It could be something like that for the side box. It would just not have to... It could not... Right. So you could have segments of 3 divided by in the side box. Again, I don't think you can have it for the corner cells, though. Maybe? No, because that would have to be 2. Um... Yeah, the only way you can get a corner, enough ins and outs of the corner box, is you have to use essentially this as a singleton. But obviously you can't have a singleton there. Um, so for the corner boxes, they're guaranteed to be divided into 2 segments. Because to get in and out for a corner box 3 times, you have to use both of these sets here to get in and out. And that's just not going to work. So the corner boxes are always going to be 2 segments. The side boxes and the center boxes could be divided into 3 segments. Again, you can't have 4 segments, because if you have 4 segments, then one of them would have to be 8 with 1. And that's not gonna... because... and then they would be consecutive on the loop, adding up to 7. So that's not allowed. Or sorry, adding up to 9, which is not allowed. Hmm. So is it worth it to focus on the 3 segment ones? Because we're not even guaranteed that we're going to have 3 segments in any of the boxes, right? They could all be 2 segment sums. Hmm. Not sure. We do know that the line cannot have more than 5 digits on it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, or 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Because if you try to have 6 digits on it, that's guaranteed 1 through 6. So there's in at least 2 of the corners, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exit out. Right? Because you have to reach the corner. And to reach the corner, you have to go 2 in and 2 out. Because, again, you can't have 6 digits in the same segment. You could have it in all of the corners, right? So it could be segment in and then segment out. And then this would be in and out. You could have something like this too. Actually, yeah. How do we do that? So if we have a 9, sorry, if we do not have 9 in the corner, that means that you always have that, and you'll always have something like this. Since 7 is here, it has to go in and out. It can't go diagonal here, so it'd have to do that. If we do have a 9 in the corner, how does that break apart? You can't do something like that. You would have to do something like, say, it just doesn't work, right? So if we don't have 9 in the corner, it has to go that way. It can't do any other funky thing. So if we don't have 9 in the corner, it's that, and then that, or that. If we do have 9 in the corner, how does a loop work? Again, we only have 2 segments on the loop. It has to enter that spot. So it has to enter and exit. And then it has to enter and exit that spot, which means it also has to go that way. So this is always going to be 5. So this is either 5 that way, or it's going to be 5 that way in the corners. Interesting. Right? Because again, where 9 is here, or where there isn't a 9 here, this can only enter and exit this way. And it can only get 2 in and 2 out, because you can't have 6 digits on a segment. And if this is a 9, this segment must enter and exit that way. This segment must enter and exit that way, so that's 5 there. So the loop is always going to be going 2 here and 2 here in the corners. 2 here, 2 here in the corners. 2 here and 2 here in the corners. Same with this. And it must exit out. So it has to go this way. Oops. So that's guaranteed. Interesting. That means you cannot go right. So 9, if 9's not here, it must go in then out there. And this must be those 3. If 9 goes here, that means this must go this way, which means this has to go that way. So these are always guaranteed to be going here. So we know 9 has to be one of these 3 digits in. So 9, okay, so where are the 9s in each box? Obviously 9 cannot be here. 9 cannot be anywhere on the lines. Actually, so 9 can't be any of these. Interesting. So no 9s here, no 9s here, no 9s here. Interesting. Okay, so this can't be 9. The 2s can't be 9, so none of those are 9. So 9 in row 9 must be either here or here. Hmm. Hmm. This 2 could just go straight through. That is possible. So we have 9 is one of these two. 9 is one of those two. Hmm. So one of these is going to go this way, and then the other one has to go like that. So it's either that. How does this 2 work? Can this ever be 2? So it's going to connect to one of these two, guaranteed. It can connect to both of them. If it connects to both, then I think this has to be divided into sets of 3, right? Oh, this cannot go this way. Because if it goes this way, then this is going to be just continue here. So this has to go that way. Interesting. So then this is blue guaranteed 2. Right, because 2 and another digit is never going to add up to 12 or 18, which is what 36 divided by 2 and 3 and 2 respectively are. This cannot go that way because then these have to connect. Well, actually, that could work. And then you have 2 more somewhere else. That could work. So obviously 7 is not there. We know, okay, so we know there's a 9 in one of these corners, and we know there's a 9 in one of these corners. Okay, so we are guaranteed a 9 here and a 9 here. So it must have a 9 going that way. And then it would be something like that to there. So then these cannot be 9. So therefore, these are not 9. Hmm. Let's see. So you could do something like 4 here. That is possible. Or you could go straight through. Huh. You could go 4 this way. You could go 4 this way. You cannot go 4 that way. Then that would not be able to be part of the loop. Because every cell on the loop shares an edge with 2 other cells on the loop, right? Actually, it could be more than two edges, but it has to share an edge. Well, it has to go in one way and out the other way, essentially. So I guess it's not sharing an edge. Hmm. This cannot go straight down here. If this goes straight down, what is it adding up to? Either 12 or 18. 12 would require another 6 to be there. We have a duplicate in the box, which is not allowed. 18 would require 12 in the other digit. So this cannot go this way. So we know, because this can't go here, because that would close off that section. So this has to go here. Interesting. That was very cool, actually. Some of this logic is very, very cool, I think. Interesting. Okay. What are we so we are guaranteed 5 digits in one set and 3 digits in the corner set. So it's always going to be 5 and 3. To add up to 18, you have without a 9, the minimum digit you can have is 3. You can be with 7 and 8 to add up to 18. 2 obviously would require 7 and 9. 9 can't be on the loop. So 1 and 2 are always going to be guaranteed to be in the 5 set. That's interesting. So, in this 5 set, where is the 2? It can't be here. It can't be here. It must be here. So this is guaranteed to be 2. 2 on this 5 set can't be here. It can't be here. Where is it going to be? It has to be there. That's very cool. That is awesome. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. That's really cool. So then we know that's a 5 set. That has to go that way. This is a 9. So this can't be 9 here. This cannot be 9 here. Which means this is a 9 here. So this has to go that way. So then this has to go here. That means this goes that way. This has to go that way. This has to go that way. Very cool. And we have 2 can't be here. 2 has to be one of these. Can't be here. It has to be here, which means 2 can't be here. 2 can't be here. Where is the 2? On this 5 set, it must be there, which means this can't be 2. This is 2. Very cool. Very, very cool. That logic was really nice. So this has to go this way, which means 9 has to be here. So this is 9. 9 has to be one of these two. We don't know which. This is not 9. This can't be 9 here because of 9 in the row. So this has to be 9 there, which means that can't be 9. 9 is one of these. This can't be 9. 9 has to be one of these two. So this can't be 9, which means this is 9 here. So this can't be 9. No 9 here because of 9 in the column. So this is 9 there. None of these can be 9. And we don't know about these. Okay. So, to make sure you don't go through this has to go connect there and then connect there. This cannot go there. This cannot go there. One of them has to go to here and then it extends out. We don't know which. This we don't know how this works. This also must extend out. It must go out here and out here. You cannot have 2 as a set of 3 adding up to 18. Actually, this could be a set of 2, though, here. So this is not guaranteed. This does, though, have to go out. We know this is a set of 3. Because this must add up to... This must be 3 segments. Very cool. This logic is actually pretty nice. Where is 2? In column 3, 2 has to be one of those 2. 2 has to be one of those 2. Oh, this is a 2. This can't be 2. This can't be 2. This can't be 2. This is a 2-9 pair. Interesting. So this is a 2-9 pair here, guaranteed. We know 2 is one of those two. So this could be actually 2 sets here. This is really cool logic, actually. Oh, this has to go this way to get out. So it must go there. This has a 5. So it must be 1, 2, 3. This has to have 5, 6, and 7. 6 can never be in the set of 5 digits, right? 1, 2, 3, 6 and 6 doesn't work. 1, 2, 4. Actually, can it work? 1, 2, 4. 5, 6 does work. But it cannot. Okay. We know 2 has to be on the set of 5. So the possible sets of 5 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Or 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So since we have a 5 here, this is 7. That means the remaining 2 digits. So these are all 9. The remaining 2 digits must add up to 18. So this is either 3, 8 or 5, 6 here. Remaining 2 digits here must add up to 18 minus 5, which is 13, and it cannot be 9. So no 4, 9, no 5, 8, it's 6, 7. So this must be 6, and this must be 7. And this must be 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 3, 4, 8 here. This must add up to 13 or 12. So this cannot be 9. So no 1, 9, no 2, 8. It's 3, 7, or 4, 6 here. 7 cannot be next to the 2, so this can't be 7 and 3. 1 and 8 cannot be next to each other, but that doesn't really tell us much. This is interesting. It cannot be 3 sets of 3 digits here, because 2 with another digit never adds up to 12. So you can't do straight through. You cannot go you can't go in the middle. So I think this has to connect here. And I think this has to do something funky like that, or something funky like that. Right? Because, okay, so one of these is 2, one of these is 9. Obviously, this, so whichever is a 2, it cannot be going from, it can't connect from here. It can't connect to, it could connect to there. But we're assuming, like, yeah. Well, that's not true. So we're assuming that the 2 doesn't connect to here. If the 2 does not connect there, it must go like that. Or like that. But then how does that work? So we have 2, it can't go back out because it doesn't add up to 12. Obviously cannot connect to the 9, so it would have to go in, and then that's problematic. So we've just proved that the 2 cannot come in from here and then go out that way. Yeah, because it would be something funky like that. This would connect to the 9, which is not possible. So it has to come from here. It has to go here, then here, then here. But if that's the case, then where does this connect to? This connects to at least one of these. But can it go out? It can't do something like that. It can't go out. Because then these connect to each other. One of these two, you would have a 2 in there, and that would add up to, that would be 4 digits. Or 3 sums with 2 adding up with another digit, which doesn't add up to 12. So you cannot go out. This has to go out this way. This has to go here. And then this must go either that or that. So either way, this goes here. And it does not go out. Which means 1... Okay, so 1 is one of these 4. 1 is one of these 2. So we're guaranteed... Where are the 1s, I guess? 1 has to be some portion of this. This... we're not sure. This cannot be 6 and 7. So there has to be at least 1 6 or 7 here. It cannot be 1 2 3 4 8 then. Right. Groovy. Because if we had 1 2 3 4 8 here, there would be 5 6 and 7 here. 5 would have to be both of these, which is not possible. So this cannot have 8 here, which means 8 has to be one of these 3 digits. So where can 8 be in row 1? 8 cannot be here. 8 cannot be here. 8 has to be one of these 3 digits, which means this is not 3 and 8. It's 5 and 6. Add up to 18. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. With the 8, obviously no 2 because we have the 1, 3, 4, 8. With 8 not being here, 8 has to be one of these 3. Six cannot be either of these. So 6 has to be on this segment, which means it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So then this is 3, 7, 8 here. So no 7 here, no 7 here. This becomes a 7 there. This is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So we have 1, 4, 5, 6. Obviously no 6 here, no 6 here. This can't be 5 because of 5 in the row. Where is 7 then? 7 has to be on this segment. And where is 6? 6 has to be on this segment. So this is guaranteed to be 7 and 6, which is already greater than 12. So then this must connect this way. So this has to be 6, 7, and 5, adding up to 18, which eliminates 5, 6, and 7 in the rest of the column. This can't be 5. This is 1, 4 as a pair, which eliminates 1, 4 in the rest of the column. This can't be 1, 4. It's 3. This can't be 1, 3, or 4. It's 8. So there's no 8 or 3 here. This is 1, 4 as a pair, which eliminates 4, 6 in the rest of the row. This 8 cannot be next to a 1. So this is 4. That's 1. That means this can't be 4 and 6. It's 2, 3, and 7, which leaves 5 and 6 remaining in row 1. This can't be 6 because of 6 in the column, so it's 5. That's 6. This must be 1, 2, 4, 6, adding up to 18. This is 3, 7, and 8. No 7 here because of 7 in the row. 1, 4 eliminates 1, 4 in the rest of the column. No 1, 4 there. It's 3, 8 as a pair, which eliminates 3, 8 in the rest of the box. This can't be 1, 4 here. No 1, 4 here. This is 5, 6 as a pair, which leaves... That's a problem. Oh, well, actually, that's not a problem. So this is 5, 6 as a pair, which eliminates 5, 6 here, so this can't be. This has to be then 7 with 2 and 3 and 8. This can't be 7 because it's guaranteed that this has to be on the same segment. Therefore, this is 7 here. It has to go out and connect to there. So the 2 has to go out there. 6 has to go out that way. This then cannot... Actually, I guess 6 could connect that way. That's not guaranteed. So 6 could connect that way. We just know that that can't be 7. So this is 3 or 8. Remaining digits in column 9 are 5, 6, and 7, which does work. So the remaining digits have to be 1, 3, 4, and 8. 7 eliminates 7 here. Where is the 7 in box 3? It must be there. So this is 3, 8 as a pair. This can't be 3 or 8 here. It's 1 or 4. Okay, 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 8, which makes this 3. This must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. No 4 here, no 4 here, no 2 here, no 2 here. No 1s here. 2 can't be here because of 2 in the row. Eight cannot be either of these. 8 cannot be in the middle here. Because if 8's in the middle, that's 3 digits adding up to 8 without a 3. So it cannot be 1, 3, 8. So 8 has to be one of these 2 digits here. And it must be with a 4. So then 8 has to be with 4. It's 2 digits going out. So therefore, this one of these is a 4, which eliminates 4 here. So that's 1. That's 4 there. This cannot be 5 because that would add up to 9 for these adjacent digits. So this cannot be 5. 2 can't be next to 7. We have 4 and 8. The remaining digits in this box 2 are 1, 4, 5, 6, 8. So 8 obviously can't be here. 1 can't be either of these. This is 4 with 5 or 6. 4 obviously can't be any of these. This can't be 8. So you have 6 eliminates 6 being here. So either this is 4 and 8, or this is 5 and 1 being here, with the 6 being there. So this cannot be 5. Okay. 7 can't be here. Because 2 and 7 add up to 9. Remaining digits of row 8 are 1, 4, and 5 because of the 3, 8 pair in the row. Remaining digits of row 7 are 1, 3, 4, 8, and 9. And obviously this can't be 9. Right. None of these can go out this way, period. So this is 3 or 8 here. Oh, this has to add up to 12. So this is 7 and 5 here. So this must add up to 12. Well, 6 can only be with 1, 2, 3, or 2, 4, or 1, 5. It can't be 1, 5 here. Can't be just 2 and 4, so this must be a full set. So this has to go that way. So this must be 1, that's 3. That makes this 8 and 3 there, which makes this 8 and 3 there. 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 4 and 1 there. No more 1 or 3. It's 4, 8 as a pair. So it must come in here and then go back out. So we're guaranteed there, and then we don't know which way it's there. 1 eliminates 1 here. So 1 has... This is 5, 6 as a pair, which eliminates 5, 6 in the rest of the box. Or row, sorry. This is 1, 8. 5 eliminates 5 here. So 5 is either one of these two. Okay. Hmm. Okay, remaining digits in column 6. We have 1, 4, 5, 8, 9. Okay. If this is 4, 8, this has to be 9 there. Hmm. 1 is guaranteed to be one of these two. Remaining digits of column 5. We have 4 through 8. Okay. Remaining digits of column 4. We have 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. Obviously no 9 there. So we're guaranteed one of these is a 7. So this is... This is either going out here and here, or here and here. But we don't guarantee that there's a 9 there. It could do something funky like that, right? So this is entering and exiting twice here at most. Entering twice here at most. So this is divided only into 2 regions. So 2 has to be with 1 somewhere. Could you do something funky like that? No, it would break it apart. So if we try to have 1 be one of these, and then going extending there, that's not going to work. Because then this would be here, and then this would be blocked. So 1, I think, has to be one of these two then. right? If we try to have 1 going here, it has to connect to the 2 as a segment because this only enters and exits twice, and then that breaks this loop. So 1 has to be one of these two, which means this cannot be 1 here. This can't be 1. This is 8, so this is 4 and 8 adding up to 12. This must exit out this way. So this 4, 8 eliminates 4, 8 here. That's 9, which means this can't be 9. So this is red. There's no 4, 8, or 9 here. No 4, 8, or 9 here. It's 1 and 5. This is not red. This is blue. These are blue. Cannot be 1 here because it's connected directly. So this has to be 5, which makes that 1 there. So this has to connect that way, which means it connects there. This cannot go, or yeah, it can't go out. Because then this would form its own loop. So this has to connect that way. So this is not 5, which this 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 1 and 6, and 5 adding up to 12. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 5 and 6, which eliminates 6 here, so it's 5 and 6. No 3 here. This is 1, 8 as a pair, which eliminates 1 and 8 in the rest of the box. 1 eliminates 1 here, so that's 8, which makes this 1. No 1 here, no 8 here. No 5 here. This is... Oh, you could have 4 digits, right? 1, 2, 5, and 8, adding up to 18, right? So then this must connect this way. And this can't be a 9 because of that. So this must be 9 here, which means this can't be 9 there, which means that's not, that has to be 9. So then this must connect that way to connect that way. And then this must connect here. So this has to be 8. 1, 2, 5, and 8. That's only 16. That doesn't work. Oh, whoops. It doesn't have to have the 1. Okay. Maybe that's part of the problem. Well, we went through and figured out this can't be 4 and 8 then. Well, that's interesting. So we tried this 4 and 8. That doesn't work. So then we have to have 4 and 8 be here. Interesting. Huh. Well, good thing, I guess, that didn't work. This can't be 4, 8, it's 9. Obviously, no 9 there. No 9s here. These are blue. This cannot be blue. This is red. So it must go out this way. This can't be red. It's blue, which makes this red here, which makes that blue still there, which makes that red there. So this is 9, that's 2, that's 9 there. This must exit out this way. It can't loop by itself, so it has to go there. This must exit out. No 6 here. No 9 here. No 1 or 5 here. It's 4 and 8. No 8s here. No 4s here. It's 1, 3, and 6. So this exits out there. This connects to here, to here, to here. This cannot connect. This has to connect out to here. So this must connect that way. It's 1, 3, and 6, which adds up to 10. So that is an 8, which forces that to be 4. That's 8. This is 4. No 4 or 8s here. It's 2, 5, 7, and 4. 7 cannot be next to the 2, so this is 5, which makes that 7. So again, 12 plus 6 is 18. This cannot be 3 or 4. Well, maybe. Hold up. 8 and 1 cannot be next to each other. 3 and 6 cannot be next to each other. So therefore, this must be 1 here, next between the 3 and 6. 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 4, which eliminates 4 in the rest of the box. This can't be 1. 4 eliminates 4 here, so it's 1 and 4. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 5 and 6. There's no 3 here. No 8 here. 4 eliminates 4 here, so that's 3, which eliminates 3 here, so it's 8. 8 and 1 cannot be next to each other because they add up to 9, so this is 3, that's 1. 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 6 and 3. No 2 or 3 here, it's 4. No 3 or 4 here, it's 2. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 5, which makes that 7. 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 1 and 8. 7 eliminates 7 here. 5 eliminates 5 here, so this is 6, which makes this 5. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 6, which makes this 7. And that's the puzzle. Very cool, actually. A lot of this logic was very interesting about how things could connect based off of the digits, which I wasn't expecting. Yeah, overall, just a very interesting puzzle. I think we just had to try this out as 4 and 8. Because then we would see that, yeah. So we didn't have to have the 1 and the 2 next to each other. I forgot that this could be a 4 set, adding up to 18, instead of a 5 set. A 5 set guarantees the 1 does have to be next to the 2, but we tried that out, and we showed that that's a contradiction, so obviously that doesn't work. So, but overall, very cool. Very nice little puzzle. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.